Great.
All right, we're recording. Hey, Melissa. Oh, good. All right. And then I've got my notes from my thing. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to do a kit together. So if you have a kit and you want to work on it while we're talking, you can totally do that. If it's a paper pumpkin kit, that's fine too. I wanted to show you the Million Thanks kit because I just got this one in. And hopefully you guys saw the announcement of the new kit. That is a memory keeping kit. So the goal is actually to put out a kit every month. So Stampin' Up! Has a goal of releasing a new kit every month, which is really great. But it means that, you know, it's possible we're not going to buy and have every single kit, which is fine. There's no need to do that. And I think when the kits first came out, I think we were all kind of feeling like, oh, we had to have all the kits and, you know, and now I feel like we have a better sense of the idea that like, we don't have to buy all the kits. We can sell the kits as an experience, right? And that not everybody even has to get the same kit when they're all getting kits, you know? So the new kit that's coming out tomorrow is called Love This Memory. It is a notebook kit. It has a stamp set. It has washi tape. It has a lot of really fun, bright colors. Parakeet Party is the Stampin' Spot, which is kind of exciting. And it's got stickers and a little notebook and then a really fun set that says like life is cool, love this, yay, shake it off, you'll be beautiful, smile every day, just enjoy, high five, the best. It's like super cheery and super fun. And so that kit, you know, I could see if you wanted to book like a kid's like scrapbooking class, right? Like come make a little smash book of all your summer memories at the end of the summer. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity for people to make a little memory book. It's very summery and very cheery. So that's definitely, you know, like I would kind of say, okay, that's right for a kid's class. It is, I think it's 25. And so that's something too. All of the kits now have different prices, which is is based on what you're getting, right? And based on the value. So, but they range in price now from $12 is the cheapest kit to the most expensive kit is 25. So 25 is the high end and 12 is the low end. The $12 kits don't include stamps. So the $12 kits are all what we would call non-stamping kits. They have sentiments and they actually have them in all 4 languages, but they're pre-printed. So one of them is the Notes of Cheer, right? The one that has the butterflies. These are all pre-printed. And all they're doing is like gluing and putting these together. They're adorable, but no stamping needed, right? So the non-stamping kits would be a really great option for you to be able to send to people in smaller batches, right? So you buy a $12 kit and you have, you get, I think 3 cards of each kind. So you could send 3 kits out to people and they can each make 3 cards and plus shipping, you know, maybe you're at $4 or $5 a class, you know, $5, you know, with, you know, and then time, right? But you could ship a class to someone for like $10 and even make profit on it. And if you did this as your buy one, get one free, the other one would be even cheaper. So the non-stamping is great to send little classes to people who maybe haven't stamped before and who haven't crafted and who you just want to get together with. They're also great for people who want to do this as like a business, you know, like a team builder or something at work, or maybe where their family's spread out and you want to be able to mail kits because you can divide the kits and mail them because there's no stamping. The other one that has no stamping is we had a paper pumpkin that looked like this called Petal Notes, and this one also has no stamping on it. So you've already got the sentiments ready to go, and then they're just putting all these cool like stickers and doodads on the page. So very simple, very easy, and you can totally ship either one of these, you know, really easily. So the way that I ship them when I pack them up is I use what they call a social envelope, which is a little bit bigger than a standard envelope. They're A6. So an A6 envelope will fit all of these pieces, right? And so all three of the cards and all their goodies will go in here. Yeah. So then this makes your shipping cost really, really low. You know, I don't know how much this weighs. I'd have to weigh it to see, but it's going to lower your shipping cost considerably. Probably, I think that this ships for the international stamp, which is like $1.10. It's this US Forever stamp. Even though it's made for global shipping, you can use it for kind of heavier items. And these are $1.10. So that's the non-stamping kits. And I wanted to just talk about those as an opportunity to kind of like divide and conquer. I have a few, like those are the two I got. And then one of them was actually an old paper pumpkin. And so I pulled out that old paper pumpkin set because I was like, oh, I still have like pieces of that paper pumpkin. So if you do have like if you still have like the rain boot paper pumpkin, you could totally make samples with the paper pumpkin. And then you could pretend like it's the kit. It's the exact same thing. So there's no harm in that. It is a couple years old, but quite a few of these were old paper pumpkins. You know, for the guys, you're my anchor, a little smile, no matter the weather, sentimental rose, those were all old paper pumpkins. So you know, ideas about why to share kits, right? I mean, they're good for new customers. They're good for people who don't want to acquire a bunch of stuff. And they're really great for paper pumpkin dropouts. People who tried paper pumpkin but didn't like getting non-cards or didn't like the surprise, right? Because they liked paper pumpkin because it was a kit, but they didn't like the fact that they were getting like 3D items or wreaths or whatever random stuff Stampin' Up dreamed up that month. And so they want to know what they're getting. So a lot of paper pumpkin folks. So looking at your list of dropped paper pumpkin people and seeing like who has dropped from paper pumpkin and maybe who could I get re-interested in this would be a really great idea. Other customers that might be great would be new demonstrators. So like if you have new people on your team who want to like kick off their business really easy, really fast, it's really time efficient. It's easy to promote online because we have a lot of the graphics made for us, right? It's also great for squeezing in an extra event. So like, let's say you've got a lot going on, but you still want to do one more class at the end of the month or something, then you know, that might be a good idea. So let's see, what are other, what are some other maybe customers that you think might be a good fit for the kits? And I muted you guys. Sorry, I love you all, but I muted you. So you'll have to unmute yourself.
Just thinking, like kids or older, like teenagers, just a group for something to do this summer. Um,
Yeah, that's
I
a great, yeah, giving them stuff to do, right? Keeping them busy, right?
mm-hmm.
Busy boxes, eh?
Yeah. We can rename it instead of the brown box, it's a busy box.
It's the busy box. And there are definitely parents who are looking for that, right? They're looking for that, that busy box for sure. So, um,
What about
what,
VBS?
ooh, like Vacation Bible School, definitely. Any
Uh-huh.
kind of like church group, like women's circles at churches that want to like make cards, like, for others in the church, right? This is a great way to do that because then it's easy to set up, right? You can set up different tables. You could have different kits at different tables. So that's a great idea. Um, they're good for fundraisers and stuff too. So like if you wanted to offer, I do this all the time, but if you wanted to do like, hey, you can bid on this class for you and, four friends or five friends, right? And then you use paper pumpkin, or not paper pumpkin, but you use the kits as what you do at that class. That's a great thing. I was also talking, one of the leaders said that she always does a kit card in every class she does. So no matter what class she's running that month, she always tacks on a kit card because she wants them getting used to the kits and she wants them seeing the kits. And so I think that's a really great idea. Kits are cash and carry. So if you wanted to buy some, you could resell them at any point in the future. And you don't have to resell them for the sale price. So with the
Uh,
BOGO, you buy one, you get one half off. But in the month of July and August and September, right? Nobody knows that. You're going to sell those for their full retail price, right? So no one's going to know that you bought it for $12 when it's normally 24, right? So that's something to think about too, is that if you did want to get a few for a craft fair or something you've got going on, you could.
and is there a special place to go that shows all of them so we know what
Yeah.
to choose from?
Yeah. So there's two places. So either on the front end for customers, so you can go to stampinup.com/kits, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all the kits, right?
Okay.
Or we have access to the kit page, which is under current promotions. So if you go under happening now and current promotions, there is a current promotion that has some graphics just for the BOGO, but then there's also a current promotion that says Kids Collection by Stampin' Up. And you'll see all the kits there with all their details.
Okay.
There's a instructional PDF and an unboxing video for each and every one of them, which is really nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So there's a lot of variety for sure.
I mean, I kind of scan them when I get the new annual catalog and just not look specifically, just kind of looking through.
Yeah, and the problem is that the catalog won't include kits anymore, right? Like it'll have a mention of a kit, but it's not going to actually show you the kits
Mm-hmm.
themselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be constantly like refreshing this page with new kits. And if you had customers waiting for the Light the Candles card kit, it's back. So I know
That's a
there was
birthday one.
yes, there was quite a few people who were waiting for that one to come back in. So um, there's a few Christmas card kits. There's the Christmas card kit, and then there's a Love Santa kit, which those you have to. They do fit on a card front, so you could make Christmas cards out of them. So that's definitely an option too. Um, so thinking about, kind of how do you want to spend June, right? It's great if you have the kits and you can show them off. You don't have to have them all, but if you have one or two, that would be awesome. Most people are going to place an order tomorrow, probably for new and for new holiday catalog stuff. So you might as well, you know, throw 2 kits on there. Just
wait a minute,
Mhm.
let me interrupt for a moment. I'm a little unclear. Can I start my order tonight and then hit go at midnight?
No,
I mean,
you
do I
won't
have
be
to
able
wait
to
till
put,
tomorrow?
yep. Yeah, because you won't be able to put any of the new product items in. It won't let you.
Okay, got it.
But that's a good question. Now, if it's non-holiday stuff like cardstock, annual catalog stuff, the kits, right? You can
Yep.
do that.
Okay.
But if it's anything with the holiday catalog, it won't even let you put the code in.
Got it.
So the biggest thing with the BOGO sale is to know that for customers, the discount is applied to the second kit. Or for us, actually, the discount is applied for the second kit. So what's interesting about this sale is that you can get the most expensive kit half off. So you would put your $12 kit in first, you'd pay $12 for that one, and then pick one of the $25 kits, put that one in second, and you're going to get that one half off. So that's really important to know for us as demonstrators. The second kit you put in when you enter your codes in will be the one that's half off. So for customers, they made the front system smarter. And so the front system is going to give them the most expensive kit at half off, which is really nice and super generous of Stampin' Up, right? Because most of the time, you know, when you BOGO, you get that, always get the cheaper item half off, right? And this is nice that the most expensive item is going to be half off. So yay. So for customers, this won't be hard. For us as demonstrators, we just need to know that the second item we put in is going to be the half off item. And that was just some training that like they were trying to make sure we all understood. So thinking about ways we can share it. So you'll want to get a kit, you know, if you don't have one. If you have one of the paper pumpkins that is a kit, you can totally fake it. And, you know, you can make that work for sure. I would not worry about getting a new kit if you still have like a paper pumpkin that is actually a kit now. But if you don't, you know, it might be a good time to get a kit. You can take a kit with you somewhere, take it on vacation, take it to a family gathering, take it to, you know, your kids, you know, t-ball practice, whatever, right? Like you guys know where you go and maybe where you could take a kit. You could take it to the coffee shop, you could take it with you. I think kits are really portable. And so, you know, I think that's great. You can reach out to someone who maybe needs a little cheering up, right? Like, hey, you know, if you're having a rough week, can I come bring something and we can craft together? You can definitely gift kits, of course. You definitely can reach out to customers who don't want to do in-person stuff yet. Like I have a few seniors who aren't ready to come in person. And so I'm definitely going to be emailing them and saying, hey, this is a great way to do this. You can host an in-person or a virtual event. So host your own kit together where, you know, you guys can all have your kits out and you can be working on them. This one's, you know, this one's pretty cool. So if you haven't seen this one, I don't love the description that they had, but it's basically like clear embossed. So they did clear embossing on all of the card fronts. So there's like this checker pattern, and then there's these polka dots, and then there's this really cool like vine that hangs down. So, you know, you guys can get together. Everybody can be working on their own kit. People can be working on the same kit. You know, it's kind of whatever, you know, you think makes sense. You can definitely make up kits, you know, make up cards and send them to customers. Like I mentioned, you can definitely, you know, take your kits and split them and mail them to people, you know, who might want to do a little class with you. Maybe they've never been to a class. This would be a fun way to like kind of draw them in. I think there's a lot of great ways to use them. And then, you know, just don't forget that when you have these kits and you have a lot of new stampers, like they don't know how to mount a stamp onto a block. They don't know, like, remember, like, we know how to do this because we've done this forever, but like, you've really got to like back it up for them, especially if you're not there in person. But if you are in person, that's great. And then we had a bunch of leaders that got together, and this one lady had a great idea. So she's very brave. So one, she does an event at a winery, which I think is brave to mix alcohol and crafting. But I thought that was brave. But she also lets them do whatever kit they want. So, which I felt was also very brave. So she buys kits in advance, and she has them there. And she lets them pick whatever they want. They pay like $20, $25. She said that she's probably raising her price to 25 just because most of the kits are now over 20, and then they go to work, and they craft and they drink and they do their thing, and she just kind of mills around and makes sure that no one hurts themselves. But she said that she made a little handout and she puts it on all the tables, and it tells them like, this is a glue dot, right? And it says like in the instructions, it's the dots, and so this is a glue dot, this is what it does. This is a dimensional, this is what it does. This is tear and tape, this is what it does. And she has this like little adhesive cheat sheet, and she puts it on all the seats, like on all the tables, so that everybody has that in front of them. I thought that was really smart. I was like, well, at least you're giving them a little bit of instruction, right? Like, you're not letting them like totally willy-nilly loose, right? But so I thought that was smart of her. And she does it at both a winery and a bakery in her little town. And so and she has a little crafting night. So I thought that was really nice. So other ideas, other places where you think you might like maybe want to do a kit, or think a kit would be useful or welcome?
Your senior citizen, like you two, with a paper pumpkin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've stopped doing a lot of that with them because the classes got so large, right? I couldn't split the kits wide enough, but it's definitely something I've thought about with that other location, is like, they want to do extra classes, but I'm not always available. And I'm like, kits aren't hard. Like, they could probably do a kit by themselves, like with the ladies' help who runs it, And so we're also going to do a kit day at the other senior place, and we're going to have a bunch of kits going so that they can just pick where they want to go work. So everybody's going to pick a table, and they're going to just make, whatever's at that table. So that's nice. It gives them a little bit of choice, Some of the seniors are definitely more capable than others, like, I've got definitely two different levels of seniors. So the spot in this one is Evening Evergreen, by the way. So if you were wondering. And then it's got a bunch of fun little, like, there's like little lemons and fruit. And this one's really interesting. Like, it's got a lot of interesting doodads. So I'm going to punch this out, and then we'll make these guys. Questions about kits? Definitely let your customers know, like today, tomorrow, about the BOGO, right? Because you would hate for someone to like buy a kit and not know that they can get one half off. So the system's not going to warn them like, hey, you bought a kit, now you can get one half off. Yeah, so we don't want any angry people, right? We want to make sure we have happy customers. So it's definitely important to, drop them a quick email and say, hey, we're running a kit promotion. If you want to, grab a kit at half off, this would be a good time to do it.
So how do you because they're so much like paper pumpkins. So to explain the difference is they can just buy the kit, but they're not obligated month to month. But then paper pumpkin, you can get 1 month and not be obligated to.
But there's no surprise. That's the biggest
Not
deal,
a surprise,
right?
right?
You know exact. So for those that hate
What you're getting.
surprises, yep.
Mhm.
For those that
Okay.
hate surprises, the
Okay,
kit
that's
is
why
the way to go.
Okay.
So
That's why you asked that
paper
question.
pumpkins also on this?
No, paper pumpkin is not included in this.
Okay.
No, but Patsy was just kind of asking, like, for customers, like, how do you distinguish, like, how do you say, well, this is this, but this is this, I actually think this isn't supposed to go up on that. So,
Okay.
so that's the biggest thing for me, is that there's no surprise on this, which is good for a lot of customers who don't want to have a surprise.
That makes more sense because my brain was still clicking, trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I think it is like, there will be a customer type that appreciates not having a surprise, for sure. So
Yeah, because I do ask that question. So what is it gonna be? I don't know.
mhm.
It's a
Exactly.
surprise.
Yes, and there are many people who are not down with the surprises, so they would much prefer to, not have that surprise. So
I did have one customer that I knew she was looking for birthday cards. So when the birthday cake and candles thing came out, I went ahead. I did purchase that one, but with her in mind. So when we had the class, I said, "Look what we have!" And she goes, "I want it." I say, "Great," because I got it with you in mind.
yep, and that's nice. Did you just sell it to her right there, like cash and carry?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, like, yeah, you made the investment up front, but like, you knew her well enough to know that she was probably going to buy it.
Yes. Yes. And I knew that I'd use it if she didn't, but I really did. Because I need more birthday cards. I need more birthday cards. So I knew. And with all the sparkle and everything that had, yeah.
Yeah, that one was really pretty. That is super crooked, but we're just going to roll with it because that's just life. No big deal. It's a little crooked. We'll survive. It's meant to be crooked. It's so crooked, it looks like it was meant to be, right? Like, goodness gracious. Yeah, I think that's a great way. If a customer is going to like, XYZ. I use that birthday one as a class for here in the neighborhood, because I had a bunch of like, I wasn't sure if a lot of people were going to come, but I didn't have any time to prep, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this kit, and they loved it. They thought it was great. Like, they were all excited about it. So I'm like, that's an easy, like, when you don't have time, that's a great way to make that work. So good. Any other uses for the kits? Any other questions about the kits collection?
I had a sister-in-law that had foot surgery last year. Was it last year? Maybe it was longer, like year before last. And I knew she was going to be on her rear end, not being able to get up and do a whole lot of things. And I just had an avalanche in my office. And anyway, so she couldn't do a whole lot of stuff, like activity wise, but I ordered 3 months of paper pumpkin for her, and she loved it. She just sat there and, and crafted and enjoyed them. So, I mean, that's one idea. If you know somebody that's going to be shut in for a while, like she was,
yeah,
you do that.
That's a great idea, because we all know someone getting knee, hip, I don't know, something replacement, right, at this point in our lives. I was talking with a woman who's getting like double hip replacement. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, we all know somebody, and I think kits are a great place to start. You know, they're very satisfying, and they're not super hard, you know. And I think the kits now that we have are really impressive looking. Like this looks like a really fancy card, you know, and it isn't. Yeah, this one's really pretty. I like the pink. It's really pretty. Yeah, and this isn't like hard. It's not, you know, it's not difficult to do. But man, you know, do I feel fancy making this card, you know? So there, so there's our pink one. So we got our pink one done. And all that little, all the beautiful little
the
flowers
shine.
on there. I do too. That shines really nice.
Yeah.
And then here's our green one with all of our fun little flowers. And then we're gonna do this one. All right, so this one has some dimensions on it. So we don't have a ton of stuff that's cash and carry, but kits are cash and carry. If you want to look up the cash and carry policy, you can search the demonstrator policy doc. You can actually just search cash and carry on the demonstrator, you know, webpage, and you can find the cash and carry policy. But I think it's important to know, you know the policy, know what you can take with you to craft fairs or what you can just sell. You know, if someone calls you and says, hey, I need a card, you know, I need cards for birthdays. Hey, great, I've got this kit. Make your own, you know. And that's perfectly acceptable to say. And you know, or hey, you know, I'd love to come over and help you make these. I have a group of ladies who love kits. And what they love to do, this is my little Lakeway group that started getting together last summer. What they love to do is they love to buy kits and then get back together and have like a little share, and they each, like everybody makes cards from all the different kits they get. So they actually coordinate their orders when they're together, and then they get back together with some more wine and they make all their kits together. And so I saw the lady today and I said, hey, we've got a kit sale going on next month, and I know I hadn't told you about it yet. And she was like, "Ooh," she was like, "Oh yes." She's like, "Sign us up. We'll do it." You know, she was like, "What?" And then she was really excited to hear that there was some new kits out, because the last time that they all ordered kits was in the fall, and we've definitely added, you know, some more kits since then. So that's really good. So, yeah, so I think we'll definitely have a few of them, you know, ordering some kits for sure. Other questions, ideas, thoughts about kits? No, nothing else. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording since that's all about kits. And then I'm going to, I'll just let you guys ask other questions. Let me stop the recording.